When my wife, Sarah, told me she was going on a simple girls' trip, I didn't think much of it at first. She and her friends often planned short getaways to relax, laugh, and unwind from work. Still, something about this trip felt different. She avoided details, brushed off my questions, and seemed oddly defensive whenever I asked where exactly they were going. The night before her flight, she packed more carefully than usual. I noticed new dresses, a fancy swimsuit, and a perfume I hadn't seen before. "Just want to look good for the pictures," she said with a quick smile, but her eyes darted away from mine. My gut tightened, but I stayed quiet. I didn't want to seem controlling. On the morning of her departure, I helped her load her bags into the car. She hugged me tightly, almost too tightly, as if to hide something behind that embrace. "Don't worry," she whispered. "It's just a girls' trip." I nodded, forcing a smile, but the words echoed in my mind long after she left. A few hours later, I decided to scroll through social media. One of her friends had tagged her in a post. It was a photo of a sunny island resort, beautiful beaches, blue waves, and cocktails. But what caught my eye wasn't the scenery. It was a man standing beside Sarah in the background. A man I recognized. Kevin. Her co-worker. I stared at the photo, my heart pounding. Kevin, the same guy she once swore was just a friend. The same one who texted her late at night about work. My hands trembled as I read the comments under the post. Nothing too obvious, but the way they stood close, smiling, told a different story. That evening, she called me, her voice bright and cheerful. "Hey babe, we just got here. It's beautiful, I wish you were here," she said. I played along, pretending everything was fine. Then, just before hanging up, I said casually, "Tell Kevin I said hi. Hope you both enjoy the island." There was silence. Not a word for several seconds. Then, her tone changed completely. What are you talking about?" she stammered. I didn't answer. I just said, "Have fun," and ended the call. For the next hour, I didn't hear from her. But around midnight, my phone buzzed. It was a message from her, "I'm coming home." No explanation, no excuse, just those 3 words. I almost laughed, not out of joy but disbelief. The next morning, I checked her flight tracker. She had booked the earliest return ticket she could find. When she walked through the door that evening, she looked drained, her hair messy, her face pale. She avoided my eyes as she dropped her luggage by the door. "I can explain," she said softly. "It wasn't what you think." But I stayed silent. I'd spent the entire night thinking about all the time she'd dismissed my concerns, all the time she'd lied about being busy or with friends. My silence seemed to hurt her more than anger ever could. Finally, she broke down. "It was supposed to be a group trip," she said, "but some of the girls canceled last minute. Kevin happened to book the same island for his vacation, and we just—" She stopped, realizing how hollow her words sounded. I looked at her calmly. "You don't owe me lies anymore, Sarah," I said. "If you wanted to be with him, you could have just told me." Her eyes filled with tears, but I'd already reached the point where sympathy didn't exist anymore. The following days were quiet. She tried to talk, cook, act normal, but the trust was gone. Every sound, every movement between us carried the weight of what she'd done. Eventually, she admitted the truth. She hadn't planned to meet Kevin by accident. It was planned weeks in advance. When she confessed, I didn't yell. I simply told her to pack her things and take time to think about what she really wanted. As she walked out, I realized that sometimes you don't need to chase revenge. The truth, when it finally shows its face, does all the work for you. In the end, I wasn't left with anger, just clarity. The woman who promised me honesty chose deception. And the man she thought would make her happy vanished the moment things got real. She lost everything that mattered, all because of one simple girls' trip.